want to jump in and give you my take on the Kevin Durant latest trade rumors with the Boston Celtics. It wasn't Kevin Durant's one of prime choices with the Phoenix Suns and the Miami Heat, but Boston has come in hard as a contender, whether it amounts to something or nothing, but they are the real deal. And I'm going to want to break down and give you my take on that particular. So I'm going to start with the Kevin Durant latest trade rumors with the Boston Celtics. And look, Jaylen Brown, first of all, he's a great kid, great player, showed his true colors. He's a team guy because he's been like bounced around and trade for, Kawhi Leonard in the past and other people, right? And the dude is finally, I guess, had a little bit too much because he tweeted yesterday, once the news of the Kevin Durant trade news involving the Celtics, Jaylen Brown went out and tweeted SMH, shaking my head. In other words, I know the dude right now is like, wow, man. I mean, I gave him my all in order, and I got this team to the finals. I was a big part of it, right? But I'm still on the block here, bro. I'm still getting traded, bro. Jaylen, I apologize, my man, but welcome to the NBA is a business. And fortunately for you, you are a hot commodity that people do want. And lucky that you're going to go to another team that you might be the man, all right? So, look, it's Kevin Durant, dude. When it's Kevin Durant, just pack up your bags and leave. It is what it is. Because for Kevin Durant, the Lakers, the Celtics, if they knew that they had a legitimate chance, they will probably trade their firstborn child. Anyway, going into this. So today, the news came out yesterday, and it was like a frenzy, all right? And, Kevin Durant is the guy, is the big well left in free agency, right? And again, thanks to the Timberwolves, who completely overpaid on the trade for Rudy Gobert, which, again, I am mind blown, and the Utah Jazz, Danny Ainge should get GM of the year because he completely robbed the Timberwolves, right? Overpaying for Rudy Gobert, sending all those picks and all those assets. I mean, yeah, the Nets are going to expect a whole 5 times or 100 times bigger than what the Timberwolves gave up for Rudy Gobert and what the Jazz received. So, the Rudy Gobert trade set that market, all right? Set that particular market. And Kevin Durant is one of the best players in the league. He's definitely top 10 of all time. And by the time it's all said and done, this dude's going to be top 5, all right? Because the man is the true unicorn. He is one of the best, and probably one of the best and most prolific scorers in the history of the game. So why the Celtics, right? Why the Celtics all of a sudden, even though they were not in the initial buzz? Well, I'm going to tell you why. Because the Celtics do have the assets. Starting center around Jaylen Brown. I mean, Jaylen Brown is only 25. 2 years left on his contract. Prime piece. And the dude can play. 23 points a game. He had last year 6 rebounds. Played really good in the finals, regardless of how well they choked him and Tatum. But Jaylen Brown is a big piece that any team would want in exchange for their best player. And of course, you got role players like Derek White, Grant Williams. Yes, even their heart and soul on defense, Marcus Smart, will be included into this, all right? Because I know the Nets came back. And they have a bunch of, draft picks. Or they could do some swap deals in combination with giving up all these assets. All right. So for Kevin Durant to go to Boston, this means you're going to have a pairing with Jason Tatum that will give Boston one of the best and most explosive offense. Remember, they were able to get Marcus Brogdon, huge offensive piece. All right. In combination with this. So imagine Kevin Durant will solve a lot of problems that the Celtics had against the Golden State Warriors during this past finals. When they went dead and they couldn't score, Kevin Durant would completely shut that down. That would have been a complete different story if Kevin Durant would have been there. All right? Understandably, and I forgot to mention Robert Williams III. That's another asset that will be included in that trade. I'm telling you, you could see Grant Williams, Robert Williams, Marcus Smart, all right, Derek White, and 4 first-round draft picks or asset swaps with other teams go for Kevin Durant. It is what it is. You have to in order to run the biggest well in the NBA, which is Kevin Durant. And I'm sorry to digress, but I just remember that when I looked at my notes here, right? But yeah, I mean, having Kevin Durant alongside Jason Tatum and the other pieces they will have, even if they give up all these assets, makes him a contender right away. And if Kevin Durant would have been in that deal, would have been in the finals, playing for Boston along Tatum, it would have been a different story. The options are there. They do have the options. And again, it's all going to be centered around Jaylen Brown. It is what it is, man. I know Jaylen is completely butthurt, and I get it. He's been playing for the Celtics, always been rumored to be involved in all these trades with other players. But it is what it is. It's Kevin frickin' Durant. Everybody will have to pack their bags and bring Kevin Durant in. And of course, all of a sudden, the news breaks out about the trade, and Kyrie said that he's committed to play for the Nets, whether Kevin Durant's around or not around, because he's a true guy. Man, that's another conversation for another day. You know, Kyrie Irving is such a space cadet, man, which is a shame, because he's one of the most gifted individuals with a basketball in his hand when he's available. But wow, I honestly did not see the Boston Celtics in the beginning of the year when I did my episodes on free agency. Because remember, I mentioned the Heat, the Heat, the Phoenix Suns, also the Toronto Raptors being kind of a dark play there, a dark horse, along with the Trailblazers, who also have a shot, and they're still in it. All these teams are still in it because the Nets are now started officially reaching out. Boston was not involved in those 4 teams because, you know, I think at that time they were not allowing Kevin Durant to speak with other teams or anything like that. Right now, it's open season. And again, the team that controls the narrative and has the advantage is the Nets. Of course it's the Nets. Because they got Kevin Durant, who just signed a max deal, starting his first 4-year max extension. I mean, it's not about what Kevin Durant wants or where he wants to go, all right? He's not going to be happy. Guess what? The Nets are going to trade him if they get what they want, and they want a lot. And why would you not want a lot for a player like Kevin Durant, who you're going to lose as a team, If I'm a team owner and I see that Kevin Durant is freaking not happy, and hey, guess what? I'm all about trading him for the most amount of assets that's going to be able to, keep me in contention. Maybe not this year, but build on for the future. So Boston makes sense. Solid piece. Man, Kevin Durant and Jason Tatum together will be something to watch. That would be insane. Great opportunity for Boston. They need to take that swing. Again, I'm going to repeat myself. Everybody and their mother needs to pack their bags. Center around Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, Grant Williams, Robert Williams. It doesn't matter. Derek White. You trade everybody, and you got to have to throw at least 3 to 4 picks or some type of pick swap somewhere, because that's what it's going to take, and then some, to get Kevin Durant to the Boston Celtics.